Hi guys, and a very good day to my history teacher, Miss Vicky. Today I'll be talking about the Black Death. So there are three known causes. They believed about three causes. They believed there was a divine cause, a natural cause, and a human cause. So the first cause was a divine cause. They thought that God was punishing them because they sinned, and they thought to cure themselves they would do flagellants, which means they would go out in public and whip themselves openly. And another thing was the natural. Natural was when they believed there was a conjunction of planets like Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter. Another person, Galen, he said that the Black Death was caused by miasma, or dense clouds of bad air. So people would have those little sacks of flowers, herbs, or sweet-smelling fruits to sniff and breathe in so you don't have the bad air going into your body. And other people, they wouldn't go out or exercise just so that they wouldn't get bad air going into their pores. The other one was human. Human, well, they believed that others, which are people who are not like them, were the ones who were poisoning wells and water sources, like Jews. They believed Jews were the ones who were poisoning it all, but they also believed that poor people, Catalans, and foreign beggars were the ones who were poisoning wells and streams as well. So they burned their Jewish citizens and most likely punished the poor and the others. They also believed in some particular cures that are pretty weird nowadays. For example, they would try rubbing up chopped up onions, herbs, or a chopped up snake, if they could find one, on the boils. You know, the black boils from the Black Death, because the Black Death was a bubonic plague. So bubonic plagues would have a swelled up bubo, which was where the bubonic plague got its name. So they would grab the chopped up snake or whatever and rub it there. They also tried cutting up a pigeon and rubbing it over an infected body. They also tried some pretty weird and also life-threatening things, like drinking vinegar was fine, and eating 10-year-old treacle was also fine, but eating crushed minerals, arsenic, mercury. Arsenic is very dangerous to eat, so you shouldn't try that. They would also try sitting close to a fire or in a sewer to drive out the fever, or fumigate the house with herbs to purify the air from miasma. So, in the 1361 to the 1364 outbreak, doctors learned how to help the patient recover by bursting the buboes. They also tested urine for color and health, because that was one of the four humors. The four humors were wet, cold, hot, and dry. So they believed mustard, mint sauce, applesauce, and horseradish would help balance out your diet and make you balance your four humors. Another one was their medicine. They weren't so good at health and hygiene, and their medicine was really basic. Their doctors weren't even knowledgeable, really. Like, they had no idea what caused the Black Death. In actual fact, it was caused by rats and fleas. The fleas were on the rats went to the city, the fleas went on the people, Black Death spread. So they believed in the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church was a big part of their lives, and they all believed, oh, God was punishing me, oh my God, I must pray. So sometimes they would fast and do all sorts of stuff just to make God happy. And of course, the significance of the Black Death. Now, the Black Death is the term which is used by historians to describe the outbreak of the bubonic plague in the Middle Ages. Now, it's believed that the Black Death happened and started in Central Asia and spread off to other parts of the world, in Europe, through vast trade routes such as the Silk Road. And through those trade routes, boats would go sometimes, or carts and whatever. Rats would sometimes be in those forms of transportation, the fleas would be on those rats, and Black Death spread. One significance of the Black Death is the amount of people that died. Now, it's a debated topic on how many people have died, but people believe that it's around 75 to 200 million people who died from Asia and Europe during the medieval Black Death outbreak. These high numbers suggest that between 30% and 60% of people had died from the side effects of the Black Death. It showed that it was super easy for diseases to spread within society, and besides, hygiene was, I swear to God, terrible. They would dump trash, poo, everything onto the streets. They would throw waste. Let's say you're a butcher and you have meat waste that you don't want, throw it off into the street. Sometimes they would, clear out the street, but they would often put it in the river. Once the Thames River got really dirty until they had to make another river, a little, man-made river, just so that they could take all the rubbish out of the Thames. Yeah, it was really terrible at that time. And they didn't really bathe that often. They didn't bathe much, and they wouldn't wash their hands as much as we do nowadays. They don't have sanitizer, no hot water sources, and the doctors. Remember, the doctors were very bad. Water was not clean, so if they wanted to drink water, there might have been rat poo inside, and infected rat poo, whatever. But still, it's very dangerous to drink all that. To drink or bathe would just put them in trouble, so they resorted to alcohol instead of water. And it was also, the Black Death was also significant because of the impact it had on the world at that particular time. Of course, the main impact was how many people died, 75 to 200 million people. We're not sure exactly how many people died, but that's a rough estimate. Europe's population is believed that Europe's population dropped by half. So, really big chunk of the population for the first several decades of the Black Death. So it went on for a long time. Another impact was the economic loss that resulted from the spread of the plague, because the spread of the plague caused people to avoid crowded areas, so they wouldn't go near a marketplace, for example. So this would affect trade and marketplaces in general, and their economy would suffer, and mainly people wouldn't have enough money to buy food anymore because wages went down, and a shortage of workers because of the amount of people who were dying. So when they die, workers go down, wages go down, food goes down, everything goes down. And that was the disastrous reign of the Black Death until the Great Fire came and, wiped out everything, the germs and the heat, sterilization. So, yeah, that's basically all I have to explain about the Black Death and its significance, its believed causes, its believed cures, and, of course, the medicine and the state of the Black Death. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Coronavirus is going around. Bye!